and welcome back to GBHL Fluffiest Armies! Fluffiest Tournament Armies. See, so excited I just fall over myself. Okay, today we have the fantastic Mr. Alastair King. He is the, himself and his bro, you run the tournament scene down in Cardiff, don't you?
Yeah.
Say yes.
So yeah, me and my brother do that. Normally about 1 or 2 a year.
But your brother's not here.
Oh no.
So we got to talk to you about fluffy armies.
Yeah, I was a backup choice. Even though I told my brother.
Listen, a couple of things. One, what is your impression of fluffy? And the reason I ask is because I'm accused of bringing non-fluffy filthy armies. And every time I try and think what is a fluffy army, I get mixed up. Some people's impressions are one, others are another. What's your impression of a fluffy army?
Well, I think one thing I always have, I think fluffy and theme are different things.
Okay.
Because fluffy is something that, in our hobby, is something that's film-based or book-based or based on the works of Tolkien or the Peter Jackson film.
But not Games Workshop based?
No, not necessarily.
Okay, okay.
Whereas I think themed, on the other hand, is you can have a themed army which is nothing to do with Middle-earth.
Yeah.
So, because I think I see this more, because I used to play Warhammer a lot, so you kind of create your own lore of Warhammer. So, well, fantasy battles, as it was. So you can create a thing going, I'm going to have like the Spider clan sort of, I don't know, some random army like that. So you basically, you can paint all your models up so they all
same
look
colour,
and then I like, in our game, like, say that I want to take, I've got a special name captain meant to be a big boss or something like that, so I take Boromir, but actually in my army on my background he's actually called Steve or something like that.
Hey, Steve's!
Yeah. But, so basically, like, the whole army's got its own story and background and fluff and all that. You're just using profiles to represent what you want as part of your background.
Right,
and so I would consider that themed.
Okay.
It's not necessarily fluffy because it's not. Fluff is the literature, really.
So themed could be from Games Workshop, but creating a storyline behind it.
Yeah.
Fluffy is anything from the story of Tolkien and Christopher Tolkien through to Peter Jackson's films.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a totally different take. Interesting. I don't know how I still stand in that. I'm even more confused. Got this. Okay, right. So last year, why don't you tell us your tournament fluffiest army?
My fluffiest army, I've probably got two. The one which I'm most famous for is I take Eagles.
Yeah.
So it started off, the first time I took it was about 2 years now.
Okay.
And it was Radagast and Slay.
Yep.
And 3 Eagles basically.
That's a nasty combination.
It was the first time I took it. I remember the main reason that, one, I like the Eagles models. I think everyone says they're some of the best ones in the range. And I'm a massive fan of Radagast.
Right.
If you see any army I take, it's normally got a Radagast in it somewhere.
You must have been over the moon when they came out in an eagle.
Oh yeah, we got onto that in a minute. But, so I took this army, and part of the reason was because at the time, Eagles were getting a lot of criticism for being rubbish.
Right.
And I kind of like to try and challenge myself in the sense that I like to take stuff which isn't. So I won't look at the current meta and go, I'll copy that. I'll try and find a way to counter it or find my own competitive niche.
Brilliant.
Because I don't like the idea that I'm just copying, because then it doesn't feel like I've done all the work, if that makes sense.
I've copied Ed Ball and David. Sorry guys.
So no, you combine the two, you made a hybrid.
I didn't know, I still copied them. But then I suppose after a while you end up copying someone because there's only a set number of models. What was the best moment you had with those Eagles then, in a tournament?
It's quite a lot. I'm trying to think that one of the first times I used it was actually the first time I used it. It was at Stockholm. I ended up playing Owen Wright with
brilliant player.
His Eagles. He had, instead of Radagast, he had like Legolas and Alfred and Bilbo, which I think he's spoken about before.
Oh, that's disgusting.
His was filthy, but it was actually a really good game just because it was just quite funny because we were both there kind of being cagey going
because it's going to make the first,
because it was just pretty funny. Then what other, I've had some really really good games with them against sort of Ed Bull actually with his Felbeast.
Wow.
Which sounds a bit weird and stuff. because generally speaking, the Eagles can't beat a Fell Beast, because a Fell Beast is an Eagle with magic and might.
Radagast can.
Yeah, and then as soon as Radagast get, because I normally have a wizard like Gandalf with it as well.
Yeah.
Like it depends on the points. I chuck in some wizards.
Of course, yeah.
But so it tends to be a case of 50-50 rolls. But what would normally happen? You'd think an army like, well, I've got 5 models and Ed's got like 3 or 4.
Yeah.
That game should be like really quick. And yeah, our turns would take like 25 minutes each as we're sort of there agonising, sort of trying to measure sort of perfectly in. They can be very stressful games, but they're actually quite good fun. So
yeah, I mean Ed's a fantastic player, and it's a different level when you play against the top 10 players. Yeah. It takes it outside of the fluffiness in a sense, but still to have a fluffy army and compete, that's great. Now let's tell me about your worst. Well, when did it all go peak wrong?
Probably when if I come up against Berserkers or anything with 2 attacks and high courage.
Yeah.
They're going, because the Eagles do have one major downside, which is 2 attacks.
Yeah, and only easy to kill as well.
Yeah, so basically a Berserker matches me for my dice.
Yeah.
Just 1 dice. They coach them so they can charge you.
Yeah.
And then it's kind of, you just need dice.
And you need that knockdown effect, which Eagles don't give you.
Yeah, no, because you can't even reliably kill them once you sort of.
And even Eagles start hurling anything like Dwarves or Berserkers, you still need 6 across the board for any that you hit in the middle. Right. So, what have you brought to this tournament? Because we're here at the fantastic Ed Ball and Owen Wright's Battle of Unnumbered Tiers. What have you brought?
So, because of the army comp selection, which I won't explain, just go on the Facebook page for the GBHL and read the pack.
Right.
Because it's got. But so I got 1 half of my army, which is Radagast and Eagle.
Yeah.
Guahir and an Eagle.
Wow.
So that was 425 points. I'll use that yesterday. I won 3 out of 4 with that.
Yes. You did very well, didn't you?
Actually, not 3 out of 4. I won 50. I won 1 out of 2 with that.
Yeah, because your army had to be split in 2, yeah.
So I got that on 1 half, and then on the other half, this is where a bit more of the filthier gaming stuff comes in. So I had King's Champion.
This is meant to be all fluffy.
Yeah, it's still fluffy though, or themed rather.
Yeah.
So King's Champion with Dwarf Warriors, couple of Khazad, sort of just a mixture of that. Then I had Floy Stone Hand. With pretty much identical warband, and Legolas with just about 8 wood elves, some with bows, some with spears. So this is actually quite good for because you look at the army, it's sort of you got dwarves, you've got elves,
Raddy,
and then you got Raddy, Guahir, and the Eagles. So it's actually
Battle of armies. Yeah, so that's quite
good. Like it sort of takes a more competitive edge because I haven't picked all the terrible sort of choices.
Yeah.
I'll try to make sure I can stand a chance of winning games, but
it's what it's all about. I mean, I've had a horrible army to deal with, and I've done relatively well, and then that's another conversation. But what are your plans for this year?
Well,
where's the fluff coming this year?
Well, this year,
Eagles?
No, my Eagles were actually meant to be in retirement this year, but because I wasn't going to use them, and I haven't. But I had to because of the army comp, so I didn't really have a lot of stuff available. But I'm painting up my fiefdoms and getting them done. I used them once last year.
Right. We were looking at Army of the Dead coming onto the table.
No.
Ooh,
so basically, because I had the models for a long time. So I had Imhill, a full warband of men at arms.
Yeah.
Forlong, a full man of axemen.
Right. Yeah.
And Angborn, a full warband of clansmen.
How many points did you say? That's.
It comes to roughly about 650, sort of 700.
Right.
So, and then, like when I did use it, I sort of chucked in Radagast because admittedly, because this is because it was the 250 point.
If you can lose Radagast and get in Gandalf, that is so close.
It's because I don't actually own a Gandalf the White model yet.
We can sort you out with that extra, Alastair.
Yeah, no, but that is the plan. It's going to be Gandalf the White and those guys. And
Brilliant. Well, listen, Alastair, thank you very, very much for coming on the channel, and really, really good to hear about the army. Hope you had a great time today, as you said you have. Brilliant. Looking forward to that army coming out. How long will it take to be painted? Oh, know myself again. Long day. How long will it take to be painted?
Well, actually, pretty much all of it is painted to a standard I can use it.
Brilliant.
I just want to finish the men at arms doing some highlights and finish the basing. So it'll be coming to a tournament near you soon.
What a vlog! What a vlog! Yeah. Right, the last thing I've got to say, guys, is like, subscribe, comment below. This is all Ed. This is all Owen. Owen says this. And sorry, Mr. Ed Balls just walked into the room. Hey Ed, how you doing? He's not listening to me.
Reasonably well,
thank you, Ed. Hey, we had Ed Ball on the channel again.
For the voice.
And listen, great to see you. Here he is. No. Oh, you gotta love the guy sometimes. Anyway, so speak to you all soon, and yet again, cheers, Alastair. Nice one. Bye for now.